It was Saturday morning, Mike having left his Greenlee drive home riding his bike to Roger's Monroe's house on Cunnell Avenue in Leona Heights. Roger having agreed to show Mike the Sulphur Mines and Devil's Punch Bowl. The two walking to Mountain View Avenue, circling back west, heading northeast up the hillside to Leona Creek, Roger assuring Mike he knew where they were going. The boys following a trail that varied 10 to 20 feet above the creek bed. It was narrow at times, and one had to careful not to slip. Apparently Roger wasn't vigilant. He stumbled and slid down, coming to rest close to the creek. Mike's dreaded fears coming to fruition, the rumors about Roger's medical condition, being exempt from PE, because of a heart problem from rheumatic fever. Then immediately a humorous thought prevailed: Roger's the one with the bad heart, and Mike almost had a heart attack watching him fall. Asking if he needed any help, Roger assuring Mike that he was fine, and that they were almost there. The creek veering away from the trail, a large clearing appearing before the two, and immediately they were struck with the pungent smell of sulfur. Mike was awestruck with the yellow mounds of tailings. The center of the excavation site still had the remains of a building, iron and wooden beams protruded skyward, and remnants of what looked like an old elevator shaft still standing. The remains of rusted mining machinery was spewed about as if still waiting to be transported for another long past due assignment. Located further northeast were the tunnel entryways to mines that once were boarded up, their warning sign worn and tattered, no longer sending a clear message of the danger. Mike, wanting to spend time experiencing, touch the walls from within, close his eyes in the darkness of the mine and inhale the zephyr of history from days gone by. But his classmate and guide had other plans, apparently having seen all this before, wanting to move on. Mike made himself a promise: he would return, and it would be soon. The journey began again, the boys continuing their uphill trek heading to the northeast. Traveling what seemed a half-mile, the terrain plateaued. Remnants of an immense horseshoe excavation encased in what appeared to be solid rock, a large opening, and at the bottom of this abyss were broken rocks, and boulders spewed as if thrust from their walled cloistered sanctuary, and the remains of that workers used to remove the magnitude of rocks for the crusher below. Fissures dotted the rock walls. Could it be that this was where workers positioned the charges of dynamite, thus bringing down the promontory? The boys didn't spend an abundance of time in the realm of this rock abyss. This was a searching expedition. Mike, realizing that today's adventure exposed a visual page of history, and for him it was leaving bookmarks to explore. The return back, finding the two walking from the quarry, reaching a fire trail in what was called Horseshoe Creek Canyon, located south of Redwood Road, the serpentine road to Skyline Boulevard. On the way down they came upon the old concrete chutes for transporting, used by the quarry workers and miners before both operations ceased. Continuing on, they found themselves adjacent to Horseshoe Creek, which merged with Leona Creek, before traversing under Mountain Boulevard into Lake Aliso, better known as Green Lake, on the campus of Mills College. On the return to Roger's house, where it all began, Mike questioned himself why he hadn't heard about the sulfur mines, Devil's Punch Bowl and this part of Oakland, making a mental note to ask his dad since he grew up in Oakland. Mike's brief excursion through the historic realm of Leona Heights only broadened his vision of things to come.